Hey guys, this is Simon Katz here. Today we're going to go over to see if we are headed in the next big recession or even a Great Depression. I'll go ahead and discuss my ideas of what to do to avoid being in a slump during this difficult economic time. As you know, the government has done everything possible in an attempt to curb this recession.
We must put more money in the pockets of the American people. This is not only necessary for their survival.
It's election year. They have given out stimulus money,
Direct payments, unemployment insurance, rental and mortgage help, and food and student loan assistance.
So if they've done everything to combat this recession, potentially a depression, including lowering interest rates to the lowest they've been in decades. Every 10 years or so, the economy falls into a recession. The last recession happened 12 years ago in 2008. The housing market took a big dump. The banks were lending people money that were not qualified. They were giving these negative loans. Basically, every time you made a mortgage payment, your mortgage balance would go up. They were giving people money that had no business buying a $500,000 or $1 million home. They knew they couldn't repay them. And several years later, there was a big collapse. So prior to the 2008 recession, we had the 2001 dot-com bust. With the dot-com bust, a similar thing happened, except this time a lot of money was lended to companies that were not proven and were not qualified. Today is completely different. We receive money because the government is trying to stimulate the economy back up to what it was.
The goal here is to deal with this emergency created by this pandemic.
We can't have people bankrupt because of a mortgage payment they can't make because they were laid off.
What's also really interesting about this is we're being told to save. In fact, the counter to that was the government attempting to lower the interest rates even further so that people could actually purchase properties. Well, how can people purchase a property if there are no open houses? California is finally lifting the curtain to allow people outside. That's a question for you guys. Do you think the government has every right to tell you what to do, where to stay, and whether you can go out or not? Comment below, let me know. I have some thoughts on it, but I want to know yours. So of course, the financial impact is going to affect our economy deeply. It has already affected a lot of businesses. There are a lot of companies that are closing down, particularly department stores that relied on foot traffic. The dot-com sector of everything seems to have been booming. Amazon is having a great year because of the fact that no one can go out, but people still have the buying itch, and they're buying online more than ever. Delivery companies are doing well and are hiring. However, all of these companies that typically receive foot traffic that don't have an online presence are hurting. With millions of people now hitting the unemployment line who cannot pay rent, cannot pay their mortgage, barely could afford their utilities, small businesses particularly are hurting more than others because a lot of small businesses go month to month as they invest that money into inventory or they invest that money into their workforce. We are facing one of the biggest struggles, and a struggle that America has not seen in a very long time. Luckily, the government has approved the Paychecks Protection Program, which only a select small amount of companies were able to receive funds. And to me, it seems like the government had prioritized the businesses that are receiving those funds. The feds also tried to curb the depression or the recession, whichever you want to call it, by giving you guys the stimulus money. But the stimulus payments are not enough to hold people in a house for several months. They will have to allow everyone to get back into the workforce as soon as possible. Recently, the people had enough. They started protesting, demanding their rights back.
Protests underway in several cities as more states push to reopen. Some in California are calling on the governor to get the state back up and running after he closed the beaches in Orange County. In Michigan, protesters are demanding an end to the stay-at-home order.
So is our freedom in jeopardy here? That is the big question. You decide. Let me know in the comments below. Regardless if we go back to work today or tomorrow, the impact on the global market has already happened. A lot of people are unemployed that may have a lot of time ahead of them before they get rehired. It is estimated that about 47,000 businesses have closed because of coronavirus. A lot of them potentially permanently. And we're also talking about some big companies, guys. With consumer return to the market, will it be enough to push the prices, the stocks, and the GDP back up to the levels we were at least keep us out of recession? What about the real estate market? It's always been a backbone of American economy. I feel like even in the hottest markets like the Bay Area, I suspect that housing market will slow down, and only those places that are in extreme demand have a chance to maintain their value, be sold at asking price, or go over asking price, which happens a lot here in the Bay Area. Only time will tell. Anyway, guys, my name is Simon Katz. I hope you liked this video. Comment below. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And I hope to keep making more content for you guys. Thank you.